Coach, good morning. How are you?
What's up? I'm good. How about yourself?
We are good, man. Thank
Bless,
you for coming
coach.
on and giving us an opportunity to interview you. Want to say first and foremost, congratulations on the win a few Saturdays ago on the 22nd. And yeah, man, how are you soaking in the big win?
I'm taking it day by day. Thank you for having me on first. But yeah, I'm just sitting back, recuperating from the whole trip, the whole camp.
Man, so even the coaches got to recuperate. How hard is it on you doing a training camp of that magnitude?
Especially in Vegas, because
You
obviously you guys are usually in Baltimore, in your home, having to relocate for months at a time, having to travel during the training camp. Just talk to us about all those things, coach.
Yeah. First of all, you gotta get used to the time. You know what I mean? Then the weather is different. Traveling and get spawn here and there. You know what I mean? And just everyday schedule, man. Just grinding every day, everything over and over. So it's just redundant. You know what I mean? And then after it's all over with and done, you get the reward with the win. Then you come back home and relax.
Coach, you've been with your fighter for so many years. When did you know that he would get this big?
Um, all the fighters come in the gym, they have their own strengths, man. They have their own talent. It's just a matter of them getting through everyday life with as they grow. Um, the challenges that you grow through as a kid with you get into girls and you might get into gang violence. You might anything can happen that make you lose your constant your dedication to the sport. But the ones that withstand the ones that get through everything, they all got talent to me. They all have a chance. So I thought in Tank when he first walked in the door, 7 years old, he was spunky, man. He was spunky, man. Always energetic. Always wanted to be first. He refused to be in second place. He wanted to be seen. He loved for people to see him do what he do, and that that's what made him special.
How important is it for you guys to remain on this level now that he's gotten there? I mean, we haven't seen 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. Canelo Chavez? No, Canelo Triple G
Yeah,
too,
Actually, I think Canelo Triple G too.
which is what year?
That was 2019.
That's a long time, coach.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
unicorn right here. Like,
I'm sorry, 2018. 2018, September of 2018. I'm sorry.
because even Canelo and Plant themselves only got to 800,000, and Plant smacked Canelo.
Wow, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to have the face of boxing. To raise the face of boxing from day one. Um, it ain't nothing but God's work, man. And all you gotta do now is grip it and hold on to it. You know.
Now, coach, I just gotta ask you because I'm not one of those people that believe this, but Oscar himself has said, and there's a lot of people that say, "Well, look, we've seen Ryan ain't never been on pay per view, but we've seen what Tank has done, and then he fights Ryan, and now he does over 1 million. They do 1.2. It seems like a lot of people are giving credit to Ryan for those buys because they're saying that Tank has stayed in the 2 to 300,000 range, hasn't surpassed that. Obviously, I'm a believer of who you fighting. You feel me?
The
The Ryan
combination,
a
the combination.
combination. The Ryan
Yeah.
Garcia fight was a fight that people wanted. Everybody been talking about. I take all those things into consideration.
Well, Tank sell out everywhere he go. They have to bring out overflow seats, even though the UK is sold out. But for years people been saying Tank haven't been fighting anybody. He need to fight somebody. Let him fight Ryan or Shakur or Devin Haney. So you know we fought Ryan, and that's what people been wanting to see for years. Not that they wanted to see Ryan more than they see Tank, but they wanted to see Tank fight somebody. To me, he's been fighting people all along, but the fans, casual fans, they just don't understand boxing. But yeah, some people thought Ryan was gonna beat Tank.
For
Definitely,
sure.
definitely was a lot of people that
Yeah.
felt that way.
Hold up. So obviously I've heard
Until,
in
until, until you ask them to put that money up, then it got quiet.
yes. Yes, until you act to keep the money up.
I no. I think it's back to the point that you said. You know, some of the boxing casuals don't know. You get
Yeah,
what I'm
but they
saying?
still wouldn't bet.
They wouldn't
But
bet. They
you
know.
got to
They know.
understand this fight drew so many celebrities. How many celebrities didn't we know?
Celebrities bet.
How many
Celebrities bet.
celebrities didn't we see online that bet on Ryan? We've seen a
Yeah,
lot of them. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But they really don't know.
they don't
exactly.
understand. They don't understand. But it's all good. They know now.
Coach,
They
so I heard Calvin say on many occasions that you're the ones that study tape. So I'm assuming that you're the one that came up with the game plan. So if you could just tell me the science behind putting the right hand there to kind of initiate Ryan's hook. So now Tank knows when to duck because it's like whenever you feel his hand come off your fist,
And
duck because he's throwing the hook.
when the hand come off the fist, that means it's coming. It's great to come from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
So can
And
you explain coming up with that particular game plan for that, and then can you explain how he should have defended that? What he should have done, like had Ryan, because we did hear Calvin Ford say he's willing to train Ryan. So now have had Ryan been with you guys, what would you have told him to defend that particular tactic
against Tank,
against whoever does it to him moving forward?
I can't go into details because we might have to face that person. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
His career not over with yet, but it's gonna be other people out there that's listening that we gotta face in the future. But just understand we're gonna have a game plan for each and everybody that we face. I'm already studying Shakur and Haney. We might not ever fight them, but just in case, I'm months ahead, man. I'm months ahead.
So in the build up for the Ryan and Shakur, yeah, Ryan and Tank fight, Tank said he only got a few fights left. How did you feel hearing that, or have you already heard that in the gym?
Oh, well, I don't think he meant physically. You know, he had a few fights left in the lightweight division. They clean it out. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you don't think he meant retirement? Because he kind of
No,
made it sound like he was
Yeah,
retiring.
he made
no, he
it.
gonna clean out that division. It's only a few fights left. you
Okay.
know?
Now, coach, you know when we talk about the big names in the sport, you do see throughout history usually more than one retirement. Um,
Yeah, Ray Leonard. Floyd
Floyd,
May. Quite a few of them retired, then they come back.
do you think that that is something that maybe we see with Tank that he may not be interested in some of the fights out there, and then he step away until something that sparks his interest comes around? Is that
No, no,
okay?
no. As
That
long as the bread right and they treat him right, he be all right. You know what I'm saying?
So,
He'll
coach,
be.
another thing that came out recently after the split from Mayweather was that um, these fights are gonna happen now that he's not with Mayweather. That the promotion was kind of holding them back, so to speak. Do you believe that's true? And if so, who do you believe would be next in your opinion?
He's still doing business with Mayweather as far as like Mayweather's advisory and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But he ain't turning down no smoke from it. Anybody that's willing to step up. Tank is the face of boxing. He don't have to chase anybody. If anybody want, to step up and want to be the face of boxing, they got to go through Tank.
Now, you and Calvin have been quoted in interviews saying that the winner of Devin Haney, Lomachenko, may get the fight, but it sounds like you and Calvin believe the Lomachenko fight is bigger because he brings a country and
Yeah,
has international views.
exactly. Whenever somebody bring a country behind them, it's more sales. You know what I mean? The fight is way bigger. But if Haney should beat him, we'll take that.
So Calvin seems to want Pitbull Cruz rematch because he feels like he wants to stop him. Because
Yeah,
Pitbull's made a name for himself by not being stopped by Tank. So it feels like Calvin wants to put an end to that. What do you feel about the whole Pitbull situation?
yeah. It was a lot of controversy in that fight. People thought that uh, Pitbull won, but Tank clearly won the fight. But we was 50% in that fight. Tank only had one hand. We heard our hand 2 weeks prior in camp, so we definitely want that rematch just to show the people that Pitbull ain't on our level, man.
Now,
We had,
coach, you
we had one hand in the entire fight. We had one hand.
now, coach. Obviously, you said that Loma bring a country, but that you guys will take the Haney fight as well if he wins. Previously in the conversation, you said that you've already been studying Haney and Shakur just in case. You said may never
Yeah,
fight, but
I study boxing all the time, man. I'm. My wife get on me all the time. All you watch is that boxing, but it's the reason why I watch it over and over. I watch it over and over, just like the Garcia fight. I watched it over and over, and we went over in camp. We went over with Tank his mistakes over and over. So when he got in front of Tank, he looked like it was the coach teaching Tank, showing Tank his own mistakes. If you got to understand how I'm thinking now. I'm studying you. I'm studying you over and over again. Now you in front of Tank. You look like me when Tank look at you.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
It slows it down for him.
Yeah. He knew what Ryan was gonna do before Ryan even did it.
I
That's the part you don't
I
understand.
wanted to ask though. I wanted to lead to that though because we've seen in a previous interview where the numbers that Devin brings in might be a factor in whether or not the Tank fight makes sense. I just wanted some clarification on that. Do you believe that that would be a factor in making the fight? How many pay-per-views he's done?
Yeah, a lot of these guys they want 50-50, and if the numbers don't add up, why do you think you deserve 50-50? You Tank bringing 18, 20,000 every fight, and you bringing four tops 5,000. No, you don't get 50-50. Not just Devin Haney, that's it with anybody. So why not just be happy with getting paid more than you ever been paid before? If you only been paid 1.2 million and you getting paid 2.3 million for this fight, be happy. You don't get 50-50 because your numbers don't bring 50-50.
Now,
You
Coach,
understand?
is there a world where you don't get 50-50 of the gate, but you do get a percentage of the gate because the combination of two fighters, like for instance, when Gennady fought Daniel Jacobs, who had a great story, he was all over buses in New York City. They only did 170,000, but when Gennady Golovkin fought Canelo, they did that million. So we know that the combination of certain fighters obviously makes a bigger event. Like when Tank fought Ryan, those ticket sales were a lot more than when another person fights another person because the combination of those two fighters.
But I don't think it adds up to 50-50.
No, of
No, no,
course
no, no,
not.
no. We ain't saying 50-50. I'm just saying
In
like
some cases, fighter can get he can get a little more, you know. I think we tried to win and take all that ain't work, but I think if you think you can beat me and I think I can beat whoever win, get the lump sum of the money,
For sure.
and the loser just take what a little bit more than what he's been getting paid.
so what do you think what do
You
you
shouldn't
think
have
will
a
be
problem with if you should have a problem with it if you believe in yourself. Yeah, hey, look, I'm a win. That's the way a fighter think. If you have any doubt, he gonna say no. So he's already mentally scared to get in the ring.
Mm.
The prize is the lump sum. You know,
so you saying
that's the prize.
so you're saying that it should be the winner take the lump sum regardless of his tank or not.
The winner take the lump sum,
What
and
commission
then
going to prove that, coach? Like,
I
let's be.
no nobody's gonna prove it, but that's the way it should be. And stop all the 50-50 talk.
I mean,
I understand. saying to
Would you
stop that.
suggest? Don't I mean in that case? Would you suggest? I don't know if you watch UFC, but like they do win bonuses. Like all the winners get a win
Yeah, I mean,
bonuses
we tried that in boxing. Have you heard those fight contracts where it's 40, 10% goes to the winner?
or
And
20.
if you get a
Yeah,
knockout, you get a bonus. I
knockout
say,
bonus. Yeah, De La
yeah,
Hoya used to do knockout bonuses for sure. Oscar
yeah.
did.
If your team is truly 100% confident, why wouldn't they do it?
I just don't know who would
They're
approve
not
it.
confident. They right now, we'll take Tank and fight anybody in the division, and the winner take the lump sum because we confident. Only reason why I wouldn't do it because I ain't sure.
So
I ain't
what do you
sure
mean
about.
by the lump sum? Because the lump sum could be 51-49 or it could be 99-1. So what are you suggesting as the lump sum? Because I don't realistically speaking, I don't think any fighter in the sport of boxing right now expects 50-50 fighting Gervonta
Yeah,
Davis.
they would be crazy to
I don't
expect
think
that.
Ryan Garcia expected 50-50 fighting Gervonta Davis.
You'd be surprised, man. Jokers be wanting 50-50, and they don't deserve 50-50.
Mm.
So I'm just curious. Like, is the team gonna wait till after Saturday to reach out, or how would that go
We
about?
gotta see. We gotta see what happens with who wins, who lose. You know what I mean? We
Who do
gotta see
you
what happens.
think is gonna win and lose Saturday night?
5 years ago, I would say Lomo, but this Saturday, Haney's gonna get him.
I found a quote. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I found a quote yesterday from Calvin saying that the Loma fight didn't happen because when y'all wanted it, they didn't want to give it to you guys. So now why should y'all give them the fight? Did you guys ever really have real negotiations for a Lomachenko fight?
I think that was talking about Haney. That quote.
Definitely Loma. I'll try and pull it up just to
Yeah,
reread it. But
I think Haney and them was asking for that fight, and Lomo turned it down because he said Haney didn't make enough noise in the sport yet, or something. It was something like
So
that.
so you saying that Calvin was saying if he was Haney, he wouldn't have gave him the fight because Loma didn't give it to him.
No. I ain't saying Cal said. I'm thinking the quote that you just said. I think you're talking about what Haney team was saying, not us. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay. I think he pulling up the
I'm trying because this was yesterday's show,
My-
so I'll try and find it.
yeah, but just want your thoughts on something, Coach. I know obviously you're only a part of the team. Obviously, there is a team, so there's other individuals involved. But Tank was saying that if Ryan would have took the fight at 35, there would have been no rehydration clause. Um, is it safe to assume that if he fights Devin or Shakur at 135
Or
pounds
Loma.
or Lomachenko that they won't have rehydration clauses?
I would assume so.
Okay, here it
And
goes, Coach.
go ahead.
Um, So yeah, Calvin Ford on possibly Vasily Lomachenko versus Gervonta Davis matchup. This is from 2021, and he says, "Why should we fight Loma when we wanted to fight him and he didn't want to fight us?"
Oh, I see what he's saying. So now that we the face of boxing, why he's saying why should we fight him?
But this is an old quote, so I'm just asking: was there ever real negotiations for a Vasily Lomachenko fight? Because this quote is from
2021.
June 30th, 2 years ago, 2021.
Not,
Yeah,
not, not, not that I know of. He may have had a conversation with Calvin, but I never heard anything about it, and I'm sure that no paperwork came across the desk, so it's all talk. You know what I mean? Until
yeah,
you see a contract, it's official.
yeah. So
Other than that, it's just talk.
this was a quote from after the Mario Barrios fight. So Calvin was asked about the Lomachenko fight after the Barrios fight, and that was what he had to
Yeah.
say.
It
Coach,
could have been
so
some conversation I didn't hear about.
So what does Vasil have to do to get this win? Because a lot of people writing him off. Like betting lines has him an underdog. All the experts are picking Devin. It's not a lot of people picking Vasil Lomachenko. They even going as far as calling him old when Crawford's a year older, and people still dying for the Earl fight.
He gotta go. He gotta dig for that last bit of youth, man. Because the last 5 fights, he slowed up, man. He slowed up a lot. He getting touched up, Bruce falling short. You know what I mean? So he gotta dig for that last bit of youth, man, and try to pull it off with Haney. But I don't think he can do it. He just one of them fighters that age, man.
Mm.
Age in the ring.
How like we sit here and we talk about his amateur background. Like in your opinion, how much wear and tear do those 3 round fights put on him? Because people are like, yeah, but he got 400 fights, so he got rounds in.
He was just a great amateur, man. It ain't do a whole lot of wear and tear. It's just that he turned pro. He jumped in there with, and the pro game is different, man. When he lost to
Solito.
yeah, that was a professional fighter, and he coming with 400 amateur fights. That shit don't mean nothing in the pros, man. And when you got them 8 ounce gloves on, and that man crossed the ring looking at you, he coming to disrespect everything you did in the amateurs. A grown man don't care fuck about no amateur fights. That shit
So
don't mean nothing.
I wanted to ask you. I'm glad you said. I'm
How many,
glad you
how many,
I'm glad you
how,
say that. Go ahead, coach. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
how many Olympic gold medalists you seen go into the pros and they lost against a guy that didn't even have a strong amateur background?
No, I mean we obviously saw with Robesi lost his
Hmm.
professional debut.
Mark
Salita,
Breland,
I'm
Was
a
the best. He lost in the pros. Sugar Ray lost his first fight to Roberto Duran. We had a heavyweight back in the '70s come out gold medalist. He got KO'd by shit. I forgot the guy's name, but when you turn pro, that
coach.
shit mean nothing.
So I'm glad you said that, right? Because I wanted to ask you. Obviously, I've been to y'all gym. I see the wonderful things that y'all doing over there, and right now I feel like it's a funny time, right? Because the 2028 Olympics is supposed to be in Los Angeles. First time since '96 that we have a Olympics in this country, Summer Olympics, but yet ain't no boxing, right? And now 2024 is up in the air, and there's so much corruption, but yet
Yes,
we saw Gervonta Davis with 220 amateur fights, 230 amateur fights, something like that. So
yeah.
so being at this point, you got to feel that some of those amateur fights played a part in his development and his success, no?
Well, we train fighters like professionals, man, when they're young too. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Everybody don't do that. Some people fight amateur for so long, and then when they turn professional, they can't make the transition because they got so many amateur habits. But we train them like professionals anyway. So when they turn professional, they make the transition easy. It depends on how your team is training you. You know what I mean?
So I'm curious if you could if you could change it up now that
When you
you're at the
got
what
you,
now that go ahead.
fighters can, some fighters can, some coaches can change it up, but them habits are hard to break, man.
No, I'm
It's hard.
saying like now with Gervonta because he did have a lot of that's a lot of amateur fights, and I would feel majority of fighters don't get to have that many amateur fights. So I'm saying, would you go back and change things now? Like, would you have fought him in less tournaments? Do you to preserve him more? Do you feel that everything
No,
he did was necessary?
no, I wouldn't change. The tournaments are important for disciplining you in the pros as far as making weight, holding your weight down. In the amateurs, you got to hold your weight every day of the week, and all that stuff discipline you for the professionals. You know what I mean?
Um, the obviously in the build up to the Ryan fight, Ness was saying how Tank was talking about only a few more, and you was saying, nah, I'm thinking lightweight. So is the move after this gonna be up or down?
We we gotta clean out the lightweight division first. It makes sense to give the fans what they want. You know, Tank is a lightweight. Who would y'all say is still in the division that Tank need to fight?
Devin Haney, and
Who
of
else?
course, I mean
That's
I mean,
after
if he beats Haney, Floyd said it the best. When you beat the guy, they just gonna build up the next guy. So right now, Devin is the guy because he got all the belts. If Tank beats him, they're gonna say Shakur is the next guy. But that brings me to this audio. Let me know if you can hear this. You can't hear it, Coach?
No, I don't hear nothing.
Oh shit! All right, let me try one more time with the screen share.
That's not ready yet to be made.
And I didn't question I'm not. All right, give me a sec. All right, so I'll verbalize it
But pretty
as I
much,
get it to you. So pretty much, Bob Arum is saying he's not a gambler. He's not about to gamble a tremendous guarantee for Tank and Shakur. That fight isn't ready, but you already studying it. The public's already asking for Shakur and Haney. How is that fight ready in your opinion, or does it still need to marinate, the Shakur fight?
If the fans want to see it, it's ready. All that marinade shit sounds good. They just trying to buy time, man. If Tank and Shakur fought next month, it's gonna be a sold out event.
That's what I believe. I believe in striking while the iron is hot. I'm like, yo, Tank hit 1.2. You got to keep capitalizing off that. Everybody's watching now. Why let that die down?
but coach, you asked us who we thought was who we thought Tank had a fight to clean out the division. Who you think he got a fight to clean out the division?
I'm not directly calling them guys out, but in order to be considered great, 5 years ago, Tank wasn't fighting nobody. Now he's free out the contract. We want all the smoke. If you in a division and you one of the top dogs, you one of them four kings that they were screaming about 4 years ago, Ryan Garcia, we knocked him out the way. And then Tank was one of the four kings. Shakur and Haney, they was the four, that was the four kings. So let's give the fans what they want. We got Ryan out the way. Now it's two more. If Haney win this weekend, he's still considered one of the kings. But if he loses, it's Lomachenko. Whoever. We want
Now,
all the smoke.
Let me ask you, so, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, typically, when a dude wins a big fight, I believe they need a hometown fight, a soft touch. Like, I don't believe boxers need to fight. Tank just fought Ryan. He should fight Devin. He should fight Shakur. He should fight Josh Teller in that order. I think, yeah, he should fight those guys, but you
No,
should
you
slide
said,
in.
listen to what you said. A fighter needs a soft touch. Then you
Not
just say that?
not soft, but like not you can't go against the fire every single time. Don't that take miles off you?
When you in there with a heavy hitter, I understand what you're saying. But them guys, to 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 our team, that's a
None of them
soft touch.
none of them dudes is heavy hitters to you, is what you're saying.
No,
And you mean that
I'm not being funny. Trying to,
no, I
they're
hear
not heavy
you.
hitters.
But
They're
you
not
mean
heavy
that
hitters.
but you mean that literal because you don't feel they have power.
Listen, they don't have no pop.
Yeah,
If
you
they just can't mentally deal with what Tank brings to the ring, man. Every single fighter that ever got in the boxing ring, they get punched every single round. They gonna get hit, and you hear people say, "Oh, this kid can box. He's stick and move. Oh, he's still gonna get hit somewhere in the fight. Ain't nobody gonna go 1-12 without getting touched each round. That shit is a myth.
so coach, now not getting hit is a myth, but like withstanding someone's power, you get what I'm saying? Some people is able to do that. We saw that with the biggest hitter in boxing, Deontay Wilder. He found somebody who was able to take that power.
But
Do you
his mechanics, Wilder don't have the mechanics that, like Javante, man. This is the question. Where's the one? Where is the fighter that can take Javante's power? Whoever he is, whoever he may be, will the casual fans talk to his ass and tell him get in the ring?
I'm
so
Whoever it
so
is.
so let me get your opinion of what took place if you feel like it, because obviously Tank sparred both those guys, and Devin and Shakur have different opinions of being in the
Look,
ring with Tank.
the sparring is out there. You can go on YouTube and see all of them guys spar. Why they won't play Tank sparring session? They recorded it. You might see clips here and there. Play the whole goddamn thing.
Now, coach,
Come on.
we hear obviously there was two with Devin. They came to Baltimore the first time, and then the
Yeah, they were
second.
supposed to spar. They were supposed to spar 6 rounds, and it wound up not going 6. But we ain't gonna go into details. And the one that was
How many
out in
rounds? How many rounds was? How many rounds was Baltimore?
3 or 4.
Okay, and
And the
then
one that the agent Bronin told exactly what happened in his interview. Floyd jumped in and was holding Tank, shoulder like so he couldn't hit him again. And they got the thing is they got the spawn session. They won't play that. But you can go on and see Shakur spar, Garcia, you can see all of them guys sparring Rolling, you can see them guys sparring everybody. But when Tank come in town, don't nobody have the footage.
now I showed up. I showed up that day. The spawn was finished. But I've lived in Vegas almost 8 years now, coach, and actually, oh shit, 8 years today. 8 years today. But I've heard from numerous people that there was a pretty large bet and that it was Team Haney that left with the money that day.
Because he was saved, man. You heard this. You heard, but the thing is, they got the footage, man. Put the footage up. Put the footage up. Or we can do another spar session live. Set a date and we spar live in front of the world.
Man, that sparring
At
session
this
better
point,
be with 8-ounce gloves and no headgear.
at this point, you can't spar for free.
Nah,
Now y'all
that's a
did
fight.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all built it up with the spar. Now you got to make it for money.
Look, we can spar for free and still fight each other. Why not?
Really?
Why not?
I don't know. A lot of trainers seem to
But the only
believe.
thing is, will they be willing to fight after the sparring session?
But
That's the question.
so you're not one of the trainers that believe, like recording footage and people being able to see your fighter sparring.
I don't know. You want to come in and record. You think Hadlin, Duran, them guys, Tommy Hearns, them care about that shit? If you're a fighter, it's different when you got them 8-ounce gloves on. It's totally different, man.
What you
All
think
that
of?
shit, this new generation, no record. Hell with that shit.
What you think of the
Record.
What you think of the Mongolian Mole? Obviously, he made a big name for himself, sparring Ryan, and then it's been heavily rumored that he was the help to the body for the Team Tank game plan. What's your thoughts on him?
First of all, can you debunk the fact that he was a mole?
Nah, you don't got to do that. Why?
I don't know, but I know the first 2 rounds, when everybody thought it was gonna go Ryan's way, he didn't have a rib problem. Nobody was talking about when they thought Ryan was gonna win. When he was hitting Tank with a few shots in the second round, he didn't have a rib problem then. Tank hit him in the second round to the body. If you watch the tape, he didn't have a problem.
You think
But
dude
when
was just
Tank,
trying to get his little 15 seconds?
yeah, get his 15 seconds of fame so he can come up and hopefully somebody will put his ass on the next show. You know what I mean?
But
But he
but
didn't.
Ryan did immediately have a conversation with Joe Goosen that was captured by Showtime pay per view, and it's like, did he hit you to the rib? And he's like, yeah, he hit me in that rib. You ain't
It's
see
just
that?
a spot that he can't take a punch, and the whole team know he can't take a good body shot. It ain't that nothing that the kid did.
Coach, let me ask you because I think Tank's most famous knockout was probably the Leo knockout. You know what I'm saying? First pay-per-view, Halloween. I remember
think
it was a
actually
vicious.
that's probably the most declarated, but I think the Rolly touched more people.
Yeah,
Well,
because Rolly ran his damn mouth so goddamn much
well,
that like I was the best.
I wanted to bring up the Leo knockout because obviously he does the 3 punches, do the same shit, and on the third time got caught.
He kind
Ryan
of
did the same shit. Ryan did the same shit. Please tell me, y'all
Three
like why
times.
how
What
I ain't
is the
think
question?
I
Get it
just ain't
out.
think ain't nobody was gonna do that. Like, how soon did y'all pick up on it? Because I feel like it was the second round knockdown, right? It was a knockdown, right?
We study tapes, man. I study tapes. We go over this shit. It's just when a fighter when Tank said when he feel it, he might say it the first or second round, but his timing, he ain't feeling the timing on it yet. So he might wait till fifth or sixth round. When he feel it, he gonna get your ass somewhere.
Mm. Now, I wanted to answer a question that you had because you said something about if there's somebody that could take Tank's power, you know. Now you check, but there's two guys that had made it to the final bell. I know the first guy was like a 6 round or something like that. Whatever the case was, there's
Who
been
was that guy?
there's
Who was that guy though?
I
Because
would I would
I can't.
no one talks about him.
Listen,
it was
he
so
wasn't.
early.
Tank wasn't 100% in that fight. When he went with the distance with the first guy in the Rolly fight, everybody know he had injured his hands 2 weeks prior to the fight.
Pitbull.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Pitbull fight. Yeah, he wasn't 100% in those fights, man. If
Now,
somebody can take his punches and Tank is 100% from first to 12th round, I ain't saying there's nobody out there that can't do it, but that's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. And both of them gonna have to go to the hospital to make sure everything is okay, cause Tank ass can crack.
Because Floyd was not bad at taking people's power punches. Every time we thought he was gonna get in trouble with a power puncher, he was good. Like the only two times I
That's
can remember he got shook up with Emmanuel Augustus, Shane Mosley, and Maidana. That's all I remember. But you watch more tape than me.
and Floyd has never fought Tank. No disrespect. You use other people's names. I know Tank. You know, I no disrespect to Floyd, but Floyd has never fought Tank, so I can't. We
Have they
can't say
sparred?
no. Not that I
What?
know of. Even if they spar, you can't go off the sparring session because sparring you hold back and you got big ass gloves on the hip. You can't do that.
Come
No
on,
disrespect.
coach.
You
Tank
know?
ain't holding back. We all seen that red catch footage.
Tank hold back, but if you talk shit, he won't let you know who's in charge. But everybody he spar, he holds back in the
now
lightweight.
I can attest. I can attest to that statement. There was some famous sparring late night, and yeah, Tank was holding back until the individual chose to talk.
Exactly. And if Tank sometimes if he rock you in sparring session, he'll fall back. He gonna say, "You all right?" Because he's not gonna hurt you. But you coming there like when we was out there for the Rolly camp getting not Rolly, the tall guy that we fought.
Barrios.
Barrios.
We was in camp. We had some sparring come through, and a guy coming there jumped on Tank in the first round. So I stopped the sparring session. Said, "Man, what you doing? We getting ready for a fight. Are you trying to hurt him?" And he had a little attitude. I said, keep that same energy. So the next round, I told Tank, I said, man, get him out of there. And he was stressed out on the fucking floor the second round because he came in there with the wrong attitude. We getting ready for a fight, but you trying to hurt my man before the fight.
And you said that was who again, coach?
I don't know his name, but it was
Oh,
during the Barrios spawn, Barrios camp. You know,
So coach, how much can we hold you to that statement earlier where you said these top guys in the division are light touches to you and your team? Because again, like when Dev got the belts, I'm like, yeah, he need to go to Oakland. Come back home. Show his peoples he won them belts. You saying that there's no room for that in this sport? So like,
no, listen. I'm saying give the casual fans what they want to see. Tank is good. We just came out of a fight. He wrestled out.
so I'm
And
curious.
why take a fight in between them guys? For what?
So I'm
We
curious. Who
don't
who,
need no warm up.
who do y'all see as the bigger fight? Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney for undisputed?
I think Shakur.
mm, why?
I mean, I'm talking about Shakur and Tank is a bigger fight than Haney and Tank.
Why do you think so? Because Shakur sells more in his hometown?
because he's a better boxer, but he has more. My opinion, he got more guts than Haney, and that's what the people want to see. You know,
So you think
he got,
Shakur would try to go for the knockout if it's there, where Devin would play points first?
yeah, I think he would try. He would try harder than Devin. You
So
know, and
so
that
so
sells.
the belts really don't matter to y'all then, coach.
No, it's to the point now. Tank, he'll beat Haney and he can keep the belts. And when he fight again, people he's still gonna sell out. That's just the reality of it. People gonna still come see him fight.
I'm not. We know that, right? We know that, but like, so right now, right? You know how everybody comparing Tank to the success Floyd was having as far as stardom, pay per view.
Yes.
You said it earlier, face of boxing. And respectfully, I think that's still Canelo. But that being said, it's like
Hold your break. How is it Canelo?
Get him, coach. He
yeah,
Mexican. He Mexican.
Now,
I
go
am
back. Wait a minute. Go back 10, 15, his last 10 or 15 fights. What weight is Canelo?
right now 68
He fought, I know with his last 10 or 15 fights, you can pull former welterweight champions out of that he knocked out.
in his
He didn't
last
fight,
10.
Yeah,
he
he
didn't
talking about
fight
Khan. He talking
nobody.
Yeah,
about Khan.
I'm trying to think. It's kind in the last 10.
I don't know.
Yes, Mir Khan in the last 10. He ain't fight nobody, man. And then he fought the other guy from the UK. What's his name?
So
What's
who?
his
Billy
name?
Joe? Billy Joe?
No, the one that had the broken eye sockets.
Billy Joe for the WBO
No,
title.
the first one to beat Sean Porter.
He ain't fight Kell Brook. That was Gennady. That was Triple G fought him. The first one beat
Okay,
Sean Porter was Kell
I
Brook.
know he fought too, but if you look at pull him up on box track, it'd be better if you
I
pull
got it.
Canelo up on box
I
track
got it.
and read some of his opponents off
I'm
too.
gonna start.
So
I'm gonna start from. Oh, you got it up?
yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start from his most recent.
No,
John.
go backwards. From Amir Khan is the welterweight you talking about, because that's the only welterweight in the last.
Now go down. Go. What? Who was before him?
Miguel
Miguel
Cotto,
Cotto.
and after Amir Khan
Hold
was
up,
Liam
Miguel
Smith,
Cotto. Wait. Miguel Cotto, was he a welterweight?
a 140 pounder. He started
Okay,
at 140.
So did
okay.
Canelo though? Coach Canelo started his career at 140.
He did.
Come on,
I don't know. I don't remember that
I
when he
do.
Nah,
fought.
he did. He fought Miguel Puppet Vasquez. He did.
But he ain't fight nobody, man. He ain't fight nobody, man. Then he fought the guy that Ann Wolf used to train. What's his name?
Kirkland. But that
Coach,
was
that was
before.
8 years ago
You
though.
talking about
Who?
But those,
2015.
but
Coach
those
Kenny,
guys,
like, but I'm
he,
saying I was watching y'all 8 years ago. I showed up to Mayweather Berto 9 hours early to see y'all fight that Chinese boy, and Tank got him out of there in like the second round. So it's like, who was he? You bringing up James Kirkland from 8 years ago?
all
Who
right,
was it?
let's bring it up. Let's bring it up further. Before Ward retired, he was calling out Canelo. Why that fight didn't happen?
I mean,
Canelo.
Canelo was
Canelo
What?
wasn't ready to jump up two
two
divisions,
divisions.
coach.
Okay, I give you that. Okay,
Hold on. That's
Boo Boo.
like
Wait a
no,
minute.
no, no.
Boo
Hold on,
Boo
coach,
Boo
because
calling him out.
that's like
Boo
that's
Boo.
like that's like Earl calling out Tank right now.
Okay, you got okay. Why didn't fight Boo Boo now? What's the excuse for that one?
Well, his excuse is he a horrible fighter. That's the only excuse.
Okay, now why he ain't fight Charlo? Charlo been calling out. What's the excuse for that one?
I think he ducked Charlo. He took the franchise belt, but I also give him a pass because he didn't fight Charlo. But you know what he did? He moved up and fought
All
Kovalev
right.
for a 175-pound belt.
Okay. Answer this question. The four kings: Ray Leonard, Hagler, Duran, and Tommy Hearns. Right? When they lost each other, they rematched each other. Right? Why could Canelo went up and fought Bivol, and the Bivol said, "I'll come back and fight you at 168." He don't want that fight. Why he don't want that fight?
Cause he
Because we
say,
won't give him credit. We won't.
Y'all got an excuse for everything. He's not
Coach,
great.
coach.
come
Be on.
on.
Hold on. Because I know some coaches only watch their divisions. Remember when Andre Ward, who you brought up, fought Chad Dawson. Chad had never fought at 68.
He brought his ass down.
He brought him down.
Chad was never the same after that fight.
Not only do we say he wasn't the same, the boxing world say he wasn't the same. And they don't really give Ward his credit, but that was Ward's big turning, that's where he started to take off. He needed Chad Dawson's name. So that's why Canelo don't want to fight Bivol at 68. Because hold on. If you don't know, Bivol never, ever, ever fought at 68. Not never. So if Canelo beat you at 68, we all going to sit and say, you only beat him because you drank him.
He ain't going to beat him at 68. Bivol willing to come down there. He's not going to beat him.
But that's what we saying. If he were, he won't get the credit because it's like, bro, you ain't never even fought here. You drank. You know what I'm saying?
No. He
all
just
I'm
got
saying, would you give Canelo the credit if he beat him at 68?
He just got his ass whipped by a man that's willing to give him a rematch in his weight class, and he said no, he ain't great. Hell no. And then this fight he just had a few weeks ago,
mandatory.
This motherfucking man was a UPS driver, man.
Coach, let me tell you, and I don't know how much you watch the show. We've said it. Tank got the best resume right now out of the lightweights. Out of the lightweights, right? But don't act like y'all ain't fight Cuellar or like Nunez. I've been to all the fights. I traveled coast to coast to watch Tank. Matter of fact, the Cuellar fight, I was in Afghanistan and I watched it on FaceTime. I got a screenshot of me watching Tank Cuellar on FaceTime.
I'm gonna end the conversation with this. If Tank would have fought Canelo last week, he'd have fucked him up, stopped him. If that was Tank last week, he would have stopped Canelo.
So with that in mind, now that Leonard is only an advisor, how realistic is Tank versus Thurman? I always wanted that. When Leonard was talking that up, I really wanted that. And now you seen your former opponent Barrios move up and fight Thurman, not get stopped by Thurman. It gotta have your mind churning. Maybe Tank could do that. Yes or no?
Look, listen. Tank can still make 135 real easy. Tank turned pro at 126 pounds. Just because he can hit hard, I can see if he's having trouble making the weight. Okay, let's go to 40 now. Okay, we can't make 40 no more. Let's go up to 47. No, don't rush him. If it ain't my fault that Thurman ain't gonna be there if Tank should ever fight 47 because the man can crack, put him in a situation where he got to fight uphill. Hell no.
But isn't that what Canelo did? He sees somebody that is above, but that he still feel I could pick that dude off. Yeah, he bigger than me, but I could pick him off.
A lot of them guys, what they do, they spar these dudes, man. They bring these dudes in the camp. They spar them for another fight. They might have sparred a few years ago and they dominate. Then some years down the line, they fight them. But the casual fans don't know that. So now he's walking down the aisle like he this big dog, but you know you've been beating his ass in sparring for 2 years. That's what Canelo and them do. They fight sparring partners and shit. Tank ain't fight nobody he ever sparred yet. It's another champion out there that beat up a few sparring partners, but I ain't gonna call his name. These guys be bluffing. They bluffing. They whipping sparring partners' ass in the gym. Then they get on TV with all these highlights. Oh, you already know you gonna whip his ass. You been whipping his ass for 6 months.
You talking about Lomachenko?
I ain't calling no names, man. But they know who they are.
I can say it for you. You talking about Lomachenko? We all know he had Jermaine Ortiz in camp.
I wasn't. You said it, but I wasn't talking about him at all. His name ain't crossing, but they know who they are, man. They fighting sparring partners. They bluffing. All of them.
I seen y'all with that Hardin patch.
Yeah.
Fight night.
You see that's our family.
Yeah, they're my people. Yeah.
Family right there.
Yeah, man. Yo, he had sent me the vest that y'all wore before, and
like
I'm like, damn, let me post it.
Yeah.
He like, nah, I can't post it yet. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I like doing business with him. Yeah.
But coach, man, we won't keep you, man. I think that's pretty much it, right?
Y'all can hit me up anytime, man.
Appreciate you, man.
the time.
If you want to
yeah.
give out your social media where anybody can hit you up.
Coach. And yeah, I just want to say, and I was a big advocate. I feel like they heard my voice, and that's why the talks. But I was a big advocate for Tank Ryan landing in the Legion Stadium.
Me too.
Like,
can we get a stadium fight?
And see,
hold on.
See, Canelo doing stadiums all over. That's all I'm saying, Coach.
That is true. Canelo,
Miami, you know what I'm saying? Dallas,
Mexico.
You know what I mean?
But Coach, you gotta feel bad with when Tank supporters, his true supporters, can't come to the fight. Like, it's too expensive. Put that boy in a stadium where we can still afford it. Like, they push it. I talk about Tank every day, and then I can't go to the fight.
Hey. You might have a better view from home.
Coach, you funny as shit. But look, come on.
Coach, the truth is, I literally tell my audience that. Like, he go to the fight. I like to be right here. I honestly do. I feel like we do get a better view, and we might get better scorecards if the judges wasn't ringside and instead had a television in a separate room where they're not affected by the audience.
Right. I can't control that, man, but I understand what you're talking about.
But that's all for us, Coach, man. Thank you again, man. You've been great, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man. Love over hate, man.
All right.
Always.
All right. There you have it, Coach. YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.